Yesterday, you learned the O5 box framework, fixed constants that show up every hour. But here's the thing. 1 hour is just a building block. The real power comes when you zoom out and see how 3 consecutive hours work together. That's where the money is made. Today, I'm giving you 2 classifications that will change how you read the market. The 3-hour line and the 3-hour apex. It's this simple. If you can draw a line, you can identify a line versus apex. A line is a continuous directional move. The market picks a side in the first hour and runs with it across all 3 hours. An apex is mean reversion, consolidation. The market chops around, traps traders on both sides. Here's the key insight. Write this down. The line shows its hand in the first hour. The apex shows its hand in the second hour. If you can identify which one is forming by reading the right data at the right time, you stop guessing. You stop getting trapped in chop. We've run over 17,000 data sets across 10 years. 1,615 possible combinations. Now let's talk about line signatures. How do you know you're in a line? There are 4 key signatures. First signature. The perfect line. This is the cleanest setup. The first minute of the first hour plants the high or low for all 3 hours. Not the first 5 minutes. The first minute. When you see price reject hard in minute 1 and never look back, that's a perfect line. Highest conviction. The market showed you immediately what it wanted to do. Second signature. The first 5-minute line. Similar to the perfect line, but it takes 5 minutes instead of 1. The first 5-minute candle, the O5 box, plants the extreme. You watch for the basis point breach. If price breaks out of the O5 box and immediately starts trending, that's your first 5-minute line signature. Third signature. The false O5 break. This is where price breaks out of the O5 box, plants what looks like a high or low, and then reverses back into the range. Remember the data. 10 years of false breakouts from the O5 box showed a median of 0.10%. If price breaks 10 basis points, plants an extreme, and sucks back, the market is showing you the real direction is the opposite. Fourth signature. The footprint rejection. This uses the previous hour wick. When price tests the previous hour's wick and rejects, that's confirmation. If the previous hour was green and price tests that upper wick and rejects lower, that's a bearish footprint rejection. If the previous hour was red and price tests that lower wick and rejects higher, that's a bullish footprint rejection. These 4 signatures give you conviction. You're not guessing. You're reading. Now let's talk about apex signatures. These are the warning signs that you're in chop, not a trend. Remember, the apex shows its hand in the second hour. That's where you see the confirmation. First signature. The quarter break in hour 2. Watch the 15-minute quarters in the second hour. If Q2 or Q3 of hour 2 puts in the extreme, that's an apex signature. Let me explain. In a clean line, Q1 plants the extreme and Q4 targets the opposite. 4s and 1s. But in an apex, you see 2s and 3s. Q2 or Q3 of hour 2 puts in the high or low, not Q1 or Q4. If you're watching the second hour and you see Q2 or Q3 put in a new extreme opposite of hour 1, that's your apex signature. The session is consolidating. Expect mean reversion. Second signature. The sweeper in hour 2. This is the classic trap. In hour 2, price sweeps hour 1's high or low, then instantly puts in the opposite extreme. If you see hour 2 sweep the hour 1 high and immediately reject, putting in the low for the session, that's a sweeper. The apex traps breakout traders and reverses. Sweepers are apex fuel. Now let's break down the sessions. Because not all 3-hour blocks are created equal. We divide the 24-hour trading day into 7 3-hour sessions. Asia 1, 1800 to 2100 Eastern. This is the first 3 hours after the futures market opens. Asia 2, 2100 to midnight. Second Asia session. London 1, midnight to 0300. First London session. London 2, 0300 to 0600. Second London session. Pre-market. 0600 to 0900. This is where New York starts waking up. RTH 1, 0900 to 1200. Regular trading hours session 1. This includes the 9:30 open. RTH 2, 1200 to 1500. Afternoon session. Each session can produce a 3-hour line or apex. Each session has its own character. The data shows that RTH 1 and RTH 2 have the highest volume and the cleanest signals. London 2 and pre-market can be tricky due to economic releases. Here's how to use this. Each session is a fresh start. You classify each 3-hour block independently. When one session, let me walk you through how to read this in real time. The market opens at 9:30. You're watching the first 5 minutes, the O5 box. Step 1. Did the O5 box plant a clear high or low? Check for basis point breaches. If price breaks 10 basis points in one direction and holds, you have your first line signature. Step 2. Watch Q1, the first 15 minutes. Did Q1 plant an extreme? Mark that level. Step 3. Watch Q2, 15 to 30. Does Q2 take out Q1's opposite level? If Q2 takes out Q1's high, and Q1 put in the low, you have instat low confirmation. Bullish line setup. Step 4. Monitor Q3. Does Q3 hold the structure or violate it? If Q3 takes out Q2's low in a bullish setup, that's your doji signature. Apex alert. Reduce expectations. Step 5. By the end of hour 1, you should know. Is this a line with clear extreme and confirmation? Or an apex with broken structure and quarter violations? If it's a line, hour 2 and hour 3 should continue the direction. Q1 low leads to Q4 high across all 3 hours. If it's an apex, hour 2, let me recap what you just learned. The 3-hour line. Continuous directional move. Shows hand in the first hour. Q1 extreme leads to Q4 opposite. 4s and 1s in the quarter structure. The 3-hour apex. Mean reversion. Shows hand in the second hour. Q2 or Q3 plants the extreme. 2s and 3s in the quarter structure. For line signatures. Perfect line from minute 1. First 5-minute line from the O5 box. False O5 break with reversal. Footprint rejection off previous hour wick. 2 apex signatures. Quarter breaks where Q3 or Q4 takes out previous levels. Sweepers that trap traders and suck back into range. 7 sessions across 24 hours. Each is a fresh classification opportunity. Now here's your assignment. Go back to yesterday's exercise. You should have 10 hours annotated with O5 boxes, previous hour levels, and instat setups. Now add line and apex classifications. For each 3-hour session, mark whether it was a line or apex. Identify the signatures. Note the quarter patterns. Which hours showed the line signature in hour 1? Which sessions were apex formations? This is deliberate practice. Knowledge becomes skill through repetition. Now here's the thing. This is day 2 of a 3-month bootcamp. Tomorrow we cover candle science. How to read open, high, low, close in real time. How to anticipate what the candle will do before it closes. If you want the complete system, live re-engineering session,